They always managed to smile for the family photo. There was even a wave. But this was the summit of low expectations, at least as far as Syria is concerned. And so it turned out, with Russia and the United States possibly further apart when it all ended than they'd been when it began. The Russian president says most leaders here were opposed to action against Syria without the backing of the UN Security Council, although he seems to have less support for his insistence that the Syrian government did not use chemical weapons on August the 21st.
The so-called use of chemical weapons is a provocation on the part of the rebels who are hoping to get further assistance from countries who were supporting them from the beginning. I want to remind you that the use of force against a sovereign state is only done for self-defense. It is an illegal act.
President Obama spoke soon afterwards. He looked tired, but his words were passionate.
Over 1,400 people were gassed. Over 400 of them were children. This is not something we've fabricated. This is not something that we are using as an excuse for military action. As I said last night, I was elected to end wars, not start them.
After St Petersburg, President Obama will carry on trying to win international support for the idea of an attack on Syria. He now knows how difficult that will be. And increasingly, he appears distracted by the domestic challenge of winning that crucial vote in Congress that could go a long way towards defining his presidency. The American leader did have friends here, although even the French president, who supports military action against Syria, seems in no rush.
France should not accept that this chemical massacre should remain unpunished. Therefore, we will now await the decision of Congress, the US Senate, the House of Representatives, and the report from the UN inspectors. And taking these into consideration, I will then once again have to make decisions.
Intense discussions late into the night, furious lobbying. There was lots of this at the G20, and there were agreements on many pressing economic matters. But Syria hung over everything, and the abiding memory will be of how leaders failed to reach agreement on perhaps the most pressing issue of our time. Barnaby, Phillips, Al Jazeera, St Petersburg.